we talk about what is happening in people's, pocketbooks. That's a huge issue. But also, the Democrats are now going back to the Epstein files. And granted, there was a lot of questions last week. But to have Rana come out, the Democrat, saying, whose side are you on? Are you on the side of the rich and powerful? He tried to force it in the Rules Committee, a full vote this afternoon, demanding the files release. And now the storyline today shifts to, well, Republicans blocked it. What do you think, Congressman Murphy, as far as how the Dems who sat on these files are now using it to try and divide MAGA?
Yeah, isn't it interesting? They had many years they could have exposed those things, and they're doing it today when there's so much positive news about what President Trump and Republicans are doing to bring jobs back and economy and make America great. This is fabulous news. What Dave McCormick's doing is phenomenal. Future presidential candidate, I might think. But so what do they want to do? Bright, shiny object. Let's distract everything. Let's talk about Epstein. Let's get involved with some scandals instead of dealing with what matters really to the vast majority of Americans. They had a chance to do it. Okay, I'd like to see some of this information too, but the timing is to distract and to give other media a chance to talk about something else.
Matt, what do you think about this? Because, obviously it's still going on, and there was, talk about, well, today Bongino's back at work. Where did you take this story and how you see the Democrats using it?
Well, I was disappointed a little bit with some voices around the Epstein files. I get it. I'd like to see full transparency in all these questions. I think the government's lied to us for decades and decades about all kinds of things. President Trump ran on transparency. That being said, you have to manage these things, and there's times when releasing certain pieces of information could be very devastating to people who are victims or who were falsely accused. So, some parameters to all this, and I would just encourage Team Trump to, work this through as much as you can as a team. And for all of us on the outside, the only people that enjoy it when there's breaks in the MAGA coalition is the hardcore left. And we ought to work and play well together. And I think the Epstein files has been a very stressful situation for a lot of people inside. But I have great confidence in Kash Patel and Pam Bondi and others. These are sterling people who love the president and love the country, and they're going to do the right thing.
Right. And clearly, President Trump coming out with his vote of confidence as well with Pam Bondi. Let's just play a little bit of Mike Waltz, who's on the Hill. And we know they would not let Signal go, of course. This was his nomination hearing. He was there today. Let's play a little bit of this exchange here.
Were you investigated for this disclosure of sensitive operational information on Signal?
That engagement was driven by and recommended by the Cyber Security Infrastructure Security Agency, by the Biden administration, CISA guidance.
I'm sorry.
The use of Signal is not only as an encrypted app, is not only authorized, it was recommended in Biden's the Biden era CISA guidance.
Do you think this will close the chapter on this, Congressman Murphy?
I hope so. I mean, it's going over some things. When you're doing communication, there can be mistakes in terms of who's on the list and open lines. We have other issues to work on. Look, the Chinese have hacked into everything anyways, whether it's Signal or something else, the quantum computers. There's a need for new communication systems. That's what they ought to be talking about, of what can be done to make sure we have confidentiality again. Going over old things, you might as well be talking about the telegraph systems at this point, too.